This is a really interesting clip of Glenn Beck that I want to play for you and then discuss. He's going to talk about how he views himself and his network and how he views conservatives in general.
I went into the section of this building where we have all of our graphic designers, and I said, guys, we are the new revolutionaries, and it's time we start acting like it. We are the new revolutionaries. Like it or not, these guys are the man. They have all of the power. They have all of the tools. They have all of the money. They have all of the media. We're the little guy. We're David. They're Goliath. The little guy wins. But we have to stop acting and looking and sounding like the establishment, because we're not. We are anti-establishment. I am proud to say it. I am anti-establishment.
No, you're not. You are the establishment. So here's a question. If you are anti-establishment, then why is it that all of the policies that you're for help the establishment and hurt the little guy who you say you are? So is Glenn Beck for raising the minimum wage? No. Does he want Medicare for all? No. Does he want universal education? No. Does he want more unions? No. Does he want convictions of the people on Wall Street? No. So here's a guy who agrees. He likes to pretend like, oh, I go after these establishment Republicans and Democrats. So why do you agree with the establishment Republicans like 80% of the time, and the other 20% of the time you agree with the lunatics in the Tea Party? You're not anti-establishment. O'Reilly did this a few months ago, too. I'm anti-establishment. Right. You're the highest paid, most watched guy on cable news, a big-time propagandist. You agree with the Republican Party 90% of the time, but you're anti-establishment. Yeah. It's just a coincidence that everybody on Wall Street loves you, loves your show, because you argue for them to get more tax cuts and for the little people to get fucked over. Who are these guys kidding, man? But I think they actually believe it. I do. I think Glenn Beck really believes this. I think Bill O'Reilly really believes this. But, I mean, think about the irony that Glenn Beck recently did an interview. I forget which magazine it was with, but he was bragging about how much money he makes. I forget what the number was, too, so don't quote me on this, but somewhere from like 20 million to 60 million or something like that, maybe even 80 million. Like, oh, yeah, the Blaze is great. It's a great network. And also, you want to know how the Blaze gets funded? By the right-wing think tanks. You know how the right-wing think tanks get funded? By the richest people in the country, the richest Republicans, and the biggest corporations. That is, by definition, the establishment. The big corporations are the establishment. They're the ones that are paying Glenn Beck. He can't make it in a free marketplace. His ratings suck balls. Do you realize originally this was going to be only an online network and it was only going to be funded through subscriptions? After a year, they went begging to TV providers and cable providers saying, please let us on. We're getting crushed on the internet. Nobody was buying subscriptions. Nobody was watching. So then what happened? Well, they ended up getting on TV, and instead of getting their funding from individual subscribers, now they get it from FreedomWorks and the right-wing think tanks. They can't make it in the free market. Dude, you are not anti-establishment. You are the establishment. Either that, or you are the useful idiot of the establishment. You don't even realize that you're a propagandist, but that's how the rich and the powerful are using you. Either way, it's really sad.